Now, the one that I have chosen today to deliver to you is goal setting and planning. Because goal setting and planning is something common for each and every one of us. Whether we are students, whether we are professionals in an office, any other business place, or simply we are just homemakers at home, still goal setting and planning is common for everyone. Now, let's move on step by step. First of all, what is a goal? Now, I want this session to be interactive. So whoever wants to openly discuss, share your thoughts, opinions, please unmute and share your thoughts. But once you've shared your thoughts, you can mute yourself again to avoid disturbances. So basically, a goal is a specific objective you and your team must achieve. Now, we are very familiar with goals and objectives because in our offices, every year, the management will give us objectives based on which, at the end of the year, they will appraise us. And if the management thinks I have met my goals, I have met my objectives, that's when they will recommend you for a promotion, increment in salary, or maybe bonus. So I'm sure whoever is working in a bank, office, a business place is very familiar with goals and objectives. But even if you are a student, even if you're a housewife or a homemaker, still, a goal is something very specific that you or your team or your family must achieve. So this is the basic definition of a goal. Now we move on to the next item, a plan. What is a plan? In simple terms, it's a detailed proposal for doing something or achieving something. In other words, it's something like a blueprint for achieving your goals. So number one, you have a set of goals. Simply having goals is not enough. Then you need to have a plan or an action plan to achieve those goals. Now, you would have seen, if you're a student or when you were a student, you would have definitely had a study plan. So maybe Toastmaster Binadi, Toastmaster Midara, who recently sat for A-level examinations, I'm sure you would have had plenty of study plans, thinking, okay, Monday I'm going to do biology. On Tuesday, I'm going to do chemistry. And in the evening, I'm going to sit and revise. So that is something like a plan. And your goal would have been to pass A-levels with flying colors. And the plan that you use, the study plan, is the blueprint that you used to achieve your goals. Let me give you another example. Just think of a wedding. Don't we have wedding plans? Now I'm totally going out of Toastmasters International, but in simple reality, a wedding plan is also a plan. You need to have a guest list. You need to have the seating plan arranged. You need to have the menu. Then you need to think about the venue, the budget. So this is a plan. And your goal is to have a beautiful wedding. So these are few examples. Now, before we move to the next step, I would like someone from the audience to share an example of a plan that you would have had in the past or a plan you are having right now to achieve some sort of goal. Because time is limited, maybe you can briefly explain what goal you have and what plan you have to achieve those goals. Then we will step by step analyze how you are successful in achieving your goal. Anybody would like to volunteer and share the goal and the plan that you have or had in the past? Let's make it a bit interactive. Otherwise, the whole 15 minutes I'll be talking. Maybe Toastmaster Binadi or Midara, since you recently sat for your exams, I'm sure you would have had a plan.
Yeah, in my case, I always had, so my target was having 3 years. And for that, I had daily plans, weekly plans, and also monthly plans. And when I was working on my daily plans, I made a to-do list. And finally, when I was revising things and summarizing things, I followed my weekly plan. And after that, I was summarizing everything after the month and getting a constructive feedback from myself. So that was how I worked on my plan.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Binadi. So now everyone can see she had a clear goal. Her goal was to get 3 A's during the A-level examination. And you would have seen what a clear plan she had. She even had daily plans, weekly plans, monthly plans. Now let's move on to see how successful she was in setting those goals and plans. Now, we cannot randomly or simply have goals. Goals will have certain characteristics. I'm sure when you're setting objectives for your appraisals, you would have seen these. These are called SMART goals. And you can see S stands for specific. That means you have to be very specific of what you are trying to achieve. You cannot randomly say, oh, by the end of the year, maybe I want to become the best speaker in the world. Now, yes, that is a goal, but you have to be specific and realistic as well. So let's go through these characteristics one by one. First, specific, which means you have to clearly state your objective, what you want to achieve. Then it has to be measurable, which means it has to be either qualitative or quantitative. So now Binadi in our example had a measurable specific goal. She wanted 3 A's. It's very specific and measurable. Now the next one is action oriented, which means a goal has to be driven. It will not happen simply by staying idle. It has to be action oriented. You have to do something to achieve your goal. Then it has to be realistic. You cannot come up with unrealistic goals. It will simply be a burden to you. And finally, time bounded, which means there should be a time frame for you to achieve. You cannot keep your goal open-ended. Now, in our example, Toastmaster Binadi, she wanted to achieve 3 A's during the A-level examinations. So she had a time frame. She had up to A-level exam to work on her goal. So these are SMART goals. You can note it down or keep it in your head. Always your goals have to be SMART, which means specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, fine. Now we have goals. What's next? You have to implement these goals. How do we implement goals? Okay, there are some points on the slide, but let's take the same example what Binadi said. She said she had daily, weekly, monthly goals. And I don't know, Binadi, if anyone else helped you. I'm sure your parents would have helped, your
Actually,
teachers.
man, I would like to add something because when I read your slide, I saw involved team members in setting goals. So I have the very best example for my support system inside this meeting. So Midara and I, we are best friends. So from the very beginning, we made our plans together and we studied together. Even we had Zoom meetings like once in a week or twice in a week sometimes. And we always studied together. We studied biology together. We did physics papers together like that. Our goal was very common. And I had my support system, my parents and my friends, and especially Midara. I and Midara, we studied together. So she was my support system throughout those 2.5 years. And I got her back and she got my back. So I got her right in this meeting. I think that's just a wonderful thing.
Wow.
I was going to say the same thing. Thank you for saying that.
I think we have chosen a very copacetic example. So I'm glad Midara and Binadi, you both are here today in the meeting So see, this is how goals will work. You have to have a team and you have to involve the team. Because when you involve a team in setting goals, they take ownership. Now, for example, let's assume in your office, you have been asked to prepare a report and you have been asked to present it to the higher management, whatever it is. Let's take the example of Toastmaster Dhammika. He's a world-renowned chef, right? So maybe Toastmaster Dhammika is requested to give a very high-level report of his recent trip to Germany, what he did, what he achieved, all the accolades, the recognitions he got for his team. So what will you do, Toastmaster Dhammika? First, you have to get few members who accompanied you to Germany. And then you need to give clear goals to each and every one of them. Maybe you can assign one person saying, okay, you gather all the photographs of our trip. The next one. Then the next member can come up and say, all the recipes that we presented or we prepared at the World Championship. Then you can assign one person to prepare the slides, one person to write what you're going to present to the higher management. By allocating goals to team members, they take ownership. And when people take ownership, they feel like, oh, if I don't do this, I fail. And then finally, my team will fail. So I have to get this right. That's why it's important to have a team, give them clear goals, and give them the ownership. And one more thing, write each and every goal. I don't know whether you are having this habit. I'm a very old school kind of a person. If I have something to do, I still have a notebook. Even now, I have a notebook right next to me. So what I do when I come to office, I will put daily tasks so that I know, okay, today before 5 p.m., these are the things I need to achieve. But there could be things that I cannot achieve daily. Then I have another page in the longer run, what I have to achieve. Maybe it requires time. So maybe sometime after office or sometime during the weekend, I can concentrate on those goals. So when you write goals, you're sending a message to your brain that you have to get this goal done. Then consider what you must do to achieve it. You have a goal, you have a plan, but you need resources. You need things to achieve your goal. So you have to consider all those things. And don't forget, things will go wrong. So always prepare for the worst as well. Always consider what might go wrong, what might prevent you from achieving the goal. The pros and cons, both you need to consider. And simply having a goal, having a plan, writing it down, then you stop there. Will you be able to achieve your goals? No, because you have to regularly review the progress. So for example, I have a report to prepare on Friday. Now I know what I have to do on Friday. But if I don't regularly review the progress, by end of Monday, what I have done, end of Tuesday, what I have done, Wednesday, Thursday, then I know by Friday what else is left to do for me to achieve the goal. So these are few things that you need to always remember. Have a team, assign them goals, write your goals, things that will help you to achieve your goal, the resources, and things that might go wrong, consider them as well. And finally, regularly review your progress. So here are a few things, the planning process. I will not go into detail because we have very limited time. By planning, as a leader, these are the things that you can achieve. The goals will get reinforced in your brain. And you will think ahead. You will be future oriented. By having a goal, you will be looking at the future and you will be working towards your future. Forward thinking. Then it will allow you to take coordinated decisions within your team. Efficient use of resources. As a leader, you have to always think how to manage your resources as well. You should not waste resources and manpower. This is something very quickly that I want to touch upon due to time limitation. The 5 steps of planning. You need to have a strategy, then a timetable, assign responsibilities, anticipate obstacles. This is what I said. Sometimes sometimes there could be areas that will prevent you from achieving the goal. So prepare for those obstacles as well. And if you come through an obstacle, then modify the plan as necessary. In Sinhala, we have a saying, you say, Tane hatiyata ane gahanda. Have you heard that? So that means whatever the plan that you had, if it is not working, modify the plan as necessary so that you can achieve your goal. Okay, now the involvement of your team members. Don't worry, I have only 2 more slides. I'm going to stop the presentation after that. So involvement of team members. Why do we need to have team members participate? That will allow the creativity to flow. You can have many options when you have a team together working towards a common goal. If you come across a problem, it will increase the problem-solving skills within the team. The commitment to achieve the goal. As a team, you can all work towards this by giving ownership to each and every team member. Now, finally, when it comes to Toastmasters, now as the president of SLP Toastmasters, my goal for this year is to make SLP a President's Distinguished Club once again. For the past 5 years, we have consecutively become President Distinguished. So I cannot drop the ball this year. We have to. So we have set number of goals assigned to us by Toastmasters International. The ExCom is familiar with this. We have educational goals, we have membership goals, we have administrative goals. So this is a goal that I have as the president. By the end of this Toastmasters year, which means by 30th June, SLP has to become a distinguished club. That is my goal. Then at the beginning of last year, we prepared a club success plan. So that was our plan. And then we assigned task. The VPE, he was supposed to concentrate and get the educational goals. VP membership, he was supposed to concentrate on the membership recruitment. And we had a secretary who was meticulously monitoring the progress. And then we had a treasurer who is in charge of all our financial needs. So we as a team, we delegated tasks, we had a plan, and we are moving towards achieving the common goal. So this is another classic example. So in your mind now, you can think in your daily life, the goals and the plans that you have. And finally, this is the formula for you to be a successful leader. Goal setting plus planning equals to a successful leader. So if you want to excel as a successful leader, this is a small tip from me. Actually, it is not from me. This is from Toastmasters International. You have to start setting goals and have a clear plan. And in no time, you will be a successful leader. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.